Head on down to Archibald and Woodrow, some of the best barbecue in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, y'all. Right off of 4125 Greensboro Avenue, Tuscaloosa, Alabama 35405. You can hit them up at 205-331-4858. Also, you can find them at their other location, 1211 Martin Luther King Boulevard, Northport, Alabama 35476. 205-345-6861.
Tastes so good, make you want to slap your mama.
For over 27 years here in Tuscaloosa, Catfish Heaven has been pleasing our taste buds with their delicious catfish, pan trout, hot wings, coleslaw, hush puppies, and don't forget about those made-to-order French fries. Whether it's your snack time, lunchtime, or dinner time, give the guys a call over at Catfish Heaven at 205-752-7222, or you can make your order online at catfishheaventuscaloosa.com. So head on over to Catfish Heaven at 2502 21st Street. See you there.
Tuscaloosa, get ready for the T-Town Labor Day Blues and Groove Festival. Saturday, September 4th at SoCo Park, featuring TK Soul, Abel Hollywood,
Is you 25 and
Magic One, Jay Hammer, Miss Jody, Donnie Ray, and the Jay Morris Group. Gates open at noon. Showtime 2 p.m. It's all hosted by MC Sir Anthony. Bring your tents, coolers, lawn chairs, and RVs. Vendors are welcome. Kick off your Labor Day weekend at the Blues and Groove Festival, starring TK Soul, Abel Hollywood, Magic One, Jay Hammer, Miss Jody, Donnie Ray, and the Jay Morris Group. Saturday, September 4th at SoCo Park in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. For tickets and vendor info, call 205-872-2113.
What up, y'all? Comedian Funny Man, and this is nice, right? This pretty nice. That's pretty nice. But you know what's even nicer? A comedy show in Tuscaloosa, July 30th at McKinstry Banquet Hall. I'm coming through with my homies, man. TK Perry, Lamar Pullum, Tony Tone. Hey, we back outside. We back outside, coming to Tuscaloosa for a comedy show, post-pandemic comedy show. And it's going to be plenty. Go ahead and get your tickets. It's going to be live. It's going to be the place to be. And why not do it in Tuscaloosa? As y'all can see, I am in Alberta City right now. I'm in Alberta City right now. So I'm going to make the short drive over to McKinstry Banquet Hall, July 30th. Get your tickets. Post-pandemic comedy show. Your boy Funny Man will be there. And it's going to be rocking. Love me some Tuscaloosa. Love Alberta. I'll see y'all there July 30th.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the All New T-Town 411 Report. I'm your host, Gary McKinstry, along with my good friend Mike on Sound Booth Radio 106.1. Mike, tell them how can they sound in on Sound Booth Radio, Sound Booth TV.
Sure thing, Daryl. To get in with us on Sound Booth Radio and Sound Booth TV, just go to your iOS or your Google Play Store, download the Live 365 app, LIVE 365. Once you download that app, then you search Sound Booth Radio 106.1. That'll get you on the radio station. And YouTube, just go and search Sound Booth Radio. Also, that'll get you on Sound Booth TV. We also right here on Facebook Live, Sound Booth TV on Facebook.
Well, Mike, I want to just go ahead and talk about what's coming tomorrow, man, right here at McKinstry Banquet Hall. Hey, it's the first comedy show in Tuscaloosa that I know of this year. So we want to welcome everybody to come out this coming Friday, tomorrow, July the 30th. Doors open at 7 p.m. We got food trucks going to be here if you want food. Hey, we got the bar wide open. We got a DJ. We got some live entertainment to go along with it. So, hey, we inviting Ghost Entertainment is hosting this, and they're inviting everybody. Get your tickets. Come on out to McKinstry Banquet Hall, and let's have a good Friday. That's what I'm going to call it, a good Friday evening of laughter and a great atmosphere of adult atmosphere. Man, we got Funny Man Jermaine, TK Perry, Lamar Pullum, and our host featured comedian is Tony Tone. Come out, get the laugh on, get your grub on. Come on out, have a good time. This is gonna be an adult atmosphere, and they're asking if you would wear some African attire. So if you want to wear your dashiki, that'll be fine. So Ghost Entertainment is hosting the very first post-pandemic culture comedy show right here at McKinstry Banquet Hall, 5480 Jug Factory Road here in Tuscaloosa. Once again, 5480 Jug Factory Road right here in Tuscaloosa. Hey, if you hadn't got your tickets, you can get tickets still at Style Connection Barbershop, or you can call me and I can set you in the right direction to get some tickets. Looking forward to a great show. Like I said, it's the very first one. I think everybody's looking forward to some laughter, man. We've been uptight for the longest. We ain't had an opportunity to really exhale. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long 7 months. The summer is here, and so we're gonna have some good time. Like I said, come on out. 7 p.m. Doors open. Got a nice DJ. Got some live entertainment and some funny comedians. Yeah, those of you that know Funny Man Jermaine, he will be here. So we want to thank you all for coming out. Tickets are in advance only $18. And if you want VIP, I think it's $25. So just call me and I'll tell you what VIP entails. But this is being hosted by Ghost Entertainment at McKinstry Banquet Hall. So looking forward to a great evening. Come on out. Hey, Belinda, how you doing? Tawana, Daniel Van Horn, Fanny Spencer, and others that are tuning in. Hey, I want y'all to come on out. Hey, get your date. Come on out to McKinstry Banquet Hall tomorrow, and let's pack the house for this. Oh, and don't forget to wear your mask. Yes, wear your mask. Bring your hand sanitizer. But hey, come out, laugh behind the mask. Hey, put your mask on and laugh, because it's gonna be some funny jokes. We got TK Perry, Lamar Pullum, Funny Man Jermaine, or Funny Man. I call him Funny Man Jermaine. I don't know if it's Jermaine Funny Man. And Tony Tone coming out of Memphis, Tennessee. So, hey, come on out. Let's have a great time, great evening of adult entertainment. And you know what? After the show, if y'all want to hang around and boogie, we can set it up to have a boogie after that. So, come on out. Hey, Tina, how you doing? You and Jane, come on out and join the fun tomorrow right here at McKinstry Banquet Hall. It's time to let some exhale out. Let's exhale. Let's breathe. Let's have a good time. Y'all come on out and have a good time right here at McKinstry Banquet Hall. So what we're talking about tonight, I had a subject, Mike, but I couldn't get it to go to Facebook. Have you heard industry? What's the new? Hold on, I had it right here. Let me go to my YouTube channel. Hold on. It done got crazy, man.
Yep, Facebook will block everything nowadays. It's
Have you seen Industry Baby video?
The baby.
That's by Lil Nas. By Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X. I have not, didn't want to see it, but I heard so much about it.
Oh man,
about the naked men, the naked prisoners dancing.
Nude.
He's
Male gentlemen dancing nude. That's what you're seeing, and you know, I think we went too far, y'all. This has went too far.
It's not
I got Kyle Porter on the phone line with us, I think. Kyle, you there? Mr. Porter, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right. I didn't make sure. But yeah, we are definitely. I think that video and took it to a whole nother level that I don't even want to entertain, man. I don't even want my kids to entertain.
That's the reason why he dropping everything, like pretty much like over the internet, views and everything. Of course, he had one about a month or so ago where he was lap dancing on the devil's lap. It's a complete shift from when he first came out with Old Town Road.
Yes.
He's doing everything he can for shock value and to get views that way. And then after everybody's talking about it, in the exact same moment, he's getting a lot of views, a lot of revenue from that. It's not necessarily because of the songs so much as the shock value of the videos.
Well, to me, I think we went too far. He went too far. I'm gonna just say go to YouTube and watch it because it's too vulgar. It's too vulgar to leave. It's too vulgar to even try to even play it because if we play it, I'm pretty sure they'll shut it down in the next 2 minutes. It is just it's music and the videos have gone too far now. This is going too far.
Well, it's interesting, Daryl, that we just got through bringing up the comedy show. And if we had some of those comedians on right now, I'm pretty sure that they share the sentiment that they are letting music get a little bit more risque, but they keep trying to put handcuffs on these comedians. 10, 15, 20 years ago, comedians used to be able to say whatever they wanted to say to prove points to make it funny. And not necessarily they were going after anybody in particular, but they say what was on their mind and they made it funny. Now they say something a certain type of group would take it personally. And what they say, it could be LGBTQ community or a community, I should say, or it could be the Saudi Arabian type of community that might say something else. They anything about what they call sand people or whatever, and Latino people might get mad. It's like now they have such a microscope.
Everybody's
they have to make everything so politically correct.
Everybody's sensitive these days.
Yes.
That's the word I want to use. Sensitive.
Like you just said, Lil Nas X is doing all of that. Like that is some of that stuff that that's really weird. It's really, really weird.
Well, if you'd like to join the conversation, Kyle Porter, are you on with us? Okay, I had to turn you down for a second now. You there? Okay. Well, it's a video of the young man. He won Grammys. I mean, he came from sleeping on his sister's sofa, and you know he made the song. What's the name of it, Mike?
Old Town Road.
Old Town Road, and he got a video out now where he gets sentenced to prison, and they go take a shower, and the guys are actually nude in the video, dancing in the shower. And I mean, Mike said he probably just doing it to get views and you know try to sell the album. But man, where do you draw the line?
That's sending the wrong message. That's deeply the wrong message, especially to our young black youth, because when you introduce them to that way of thought, there's going to be like that in prison with a false image, another detrimental false image of prison life. That you're going to be standing around that dancing together naked in the shower.
Well,
see, there's already a problem now with the attitude toward going to prison. They don't even care. They don't even care about going to prison. They want to go. We out here, we trying to keep them from going.
Man.
Like you said, on many occasions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He commit these heinous crimes, and they all still taking hard while they being handcuffed. But as soon as they get there and the doors shut and get behind the bar, they're gonna crime like a girl. Because they're trying to be all hard. In jail, they're trying to be all hard. Standing from the judge, they're being all hard, stone face. And the judge sending out a 40-year sentence, and they still sending a stone face. But when the doors locked, things change.
Let me say hello to Jesse Curtis, Veronica Taylor. How you doing? Veronica said people do things for shock value, and when others make it clear that they don't agree with it, they want everyone else to defend them. Everyone's not sensitive. Some things are just vulgar and uncalled for. That's a scenario that's not to be played with.
No, that wasn't called for. That wasn't called for. I don't agree with that at all. That was not a call for, because I see the damage coming. The more this plays, the more athletes you get, the more damage it can do. And that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. I don't care if you reach gold. I don't care if you reach gold back with video or whatever. That has done way more damage than his credibility.
Want to say hello to my good friend Derek Goodman, Lakeisha McKinstry. How you doing? Thank you for chiming in. Let me see. Did I miss the COVID update, Veronica? If you, I didn't see it, but we know the numbers are going up.
Absolutely. As of Tuesday, we were 50 people. We were at 17 last week, and within a week's time, we didn't double. So almost triple. So I don't know what the numbers are today compared to what it was on Tuesday, but yeah, they're up again. Well, getting back to the Lil Nas X though. This thing was, and like I said, it's all about shock value. He wants folks to be talking about his videos. Of course, when he came out with Old Town Road, he was a black rapper that did country music, and that was his thing. And then all of a sudden, he came out saying that he was part of the LGBTQ community. Well, that was all fine and good too, but then his numbers start falling off like drastically. So now, got to do something. His music, it is what it is. But I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do these videos and make everybody start talking about these videos. And because the first thing that happens is, and especially with the first one, when he was exotic dancer and he went to hell and he started giving Satan a lap dance. The first thing everybody started doing was, man, did you see that video? Oh my goodness! And he was lap dancing and all this. That was the first one. And
I ain't even seen that one.
Ended up getting so many views, it wasn't funny. And this is the same type of situation with this particular video he got out now.
Well, I got Jess on the phone. I got Kai Porter. Anyone else want to join the conversation? Let me go over the COVID update right quick before we let you join in, Jesse. Thank you, Veronica. As always, she give us the COVID update. As of today, there are 68 inpatients within DCH for COVID-19. 68, not 28, 68. That's triple what we had the other day, isn't it, Mike?
It is. It's also 12 more than we had on Tuesday.
19 who are positive for COVID-19 that's in ICU. 5 or fewer who are on ventilators, and 5 or fewer that's on BiPAP. So, what do we do, y'all? Now, Veronica could call in, and y'all can join this idea I had. So the government didn't meet the quota of getting the amount of people vaccinated that they wanted. Then you come out, okay, there's another strand of COVID that's out here that's more deadly. That's we gotta get people more vaccinated. The more people get vaccinated, the less this strand will be. It begins to make you think, is it real? Or is it that I agree, and I know, let me let Veronica join in too. COVID is real, but I don't think we should use the scare tactic to make people go get vaccinated. And that's what this looks like. I'm looking like from the other side. Veronica, what's your input on that? Are y'all there?
Hello?
Okay, there you go. I'm sorry, my
bad. Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. As a healthcare professional, I just don't know what to do, because even in our community, I look everywhere we go, and what's the most important, everybody's important to me, but when I look at my people, our people, and I don't know if they don't watch the news, I don't know what's going on with them, but they up in these parties, up in folks' face that came from out of town, here, there, everywhere, and they just kissing, smooching, air kisses, too close. I'm like, did y'all ever have a personal space? Because I had a personal space before COVID. And everybody back in the day used to talk about, don't get too close to me, that's my personal space. But it seems like you can't get anything into these people's heads, and it's so frustrating. And I see why President Biden got frustrated at the end of his press conference today, because 90% of the people that have gone into the ICUs and have been admitted are unvaccinated people, and they're also most likely probably those same people that don't want to wear a mask.
So you do believe it's a higher percentage of people that have not been vaccinated that is catching this, that we are talking about, of this 68
They're
people.
reporting it. Yes, they're reporting. UAB has been on MSNBC twice. UAB has been on there twice within this past week and a half. And UAB, because Alabama is still, even the healthcare workers, because it started out, we can't blame Trump now, but that's where it started. Because like we said, when people get on TV and take those vaccines, we don't know, people got all these woke theories about is this and the vaccine, is this and they population control. Well, how do we know that not taking the vaccine is population control versus taking the vaccine is population control? We don't know which one, but what we do know is that because so many people continue to get in each other's faces, have these get-togethers in small confined spaces, and sitting up in each other's faces, drinking, partying, puffing off each other, drinking from each other, inhaling each other's smoke, puff, pass, like it ain't 2021 post-COVID, and the numbers are going up. And some of those same people that continue to say, we don't know what we put in those vaccines. Well, let me tell you something. I have 2 kids. Back in the early 90s, we gave those kids hepatitis C vaccinations that were new. We gave those kids hepatitis C vaccinations that were new. Did anybody write a complaint and say, well, let's do the research? Well, we had those babies, whatever vaccines they gave them, we gave them. Now they got this big thing about, well, this synthetic. Anything this man put in your body don't leave. How do you know? They just circulating in people's minds to find out and present their research. You know, they listen to everything they can to combat taking the vaccine, but then they see the numbers going up. Okay, if you don't want to take the vaccine, I have nothing against you. That's your personal right. But this is the government, and they're toiling with it. And Biden is talking with the Department of Justice to see how legal is it to be able to make them take the vaccine, especially federal workers. Okay. And if they can get to a point where they find it legal for the federal workers, then they're going to make it legal to make everybody take it. And my thing is, I'm not for pushing that vaccine on people that don't want to take it. But some of those same people that I see in our community that got all these woke theories about the vaccine don't wear masks.
Yep.
They don't socially distance. So then they say, well, it ain't gonna work no way because it's breaking through. Well, maybe it's breaking through because guess what? It's a game of chess. When it comes to science and people, it's chess. When the virus mutates, that's why the flu vaccine is different every year. Viruses mutate, and when they see we got, hold my tongue, when they see we got people out here that if you don't want to take the vaccine, fine, but distance yourself socially. Stop having these spreader events. The viruses are mutating. There's another one behind Delta. That they're all of a sudden, I'm hoping that one that's in Europe, they said they have like a drastic decrease within a couple of days. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what they did, but they had a drastic decrease. But the Delta variant doesn't cause what the other COVID, the first initial virus did, the loss of sense, the loss of taste. It's more like cold symptoms. And I've been seeing people on social media saying, oh, I just got a cold. It causes cold-like symptoms, the Delta variant. It doesn't cause the loss of taste. And some people, you know, the other one isn't on anywhere. So they're just mutating. It's mutating. It's seeing that people are, it's just like, let me give you an example. I don't know if y'all are men, but it doesn't mean that y'all don't have any experiences with your wives taking your kids to the doctors when they were little, and maybe they get strep a little bit, and some of them at some point maybe have had their tonsils out. But before they got their tonsils out, they might have took strep, and they took the peak medicine. And they took it again, they took the peak medicine. They got strep or little throat infection, and took peak medicine. But after a while, the game of chest kicked in. The antibiotic became resistant to the Keflex, the peak medicine. So they had to get the clindamycin, the white medicine. They had to get something stronger. So COVID becomes stronger because it's getting used to what we're doing. And that's just the game, the nature of viruses, they mutate. And that's when those people don't, okay, you're thinking, well, the vaccine is still kicking in. Well, wait a minute. Well, what about before the Delta variant came from India and just flew up? The numbers went down. And I saw all these people sitting here saying, well, look, y'all take it. I won't have to take it. That right there, that burns me up because you don't have to take it, but don't make a joke about it because see, that makes me feel like you think it's like y'all are sacrificial lambs. But let me tell you something. You're saying you don't know what taking a vaccine is going to do to people 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 30 years from now. What is not taking it doing to people right now? And what is not taking it going to do to people later? It's like you just a catch-22, and it's a game of chess. And the vaccine that they're giving, they have been studying research. But we just had this global pandemic. I'm the first one to say I want to take no vaccine that Trump was. But I had to do research to see how long they have been practicing on this mRNA vaccine. They've been using for cancer research, immune deficiency research. They've been using for other viral research, other diseases, and they fast tracked it because of COVID. Now, I'm not saying there's never a governmental agenda. I don't know all that, but what I do know is what we've been seeing happening. When a lot of people get infected.
We got Jesse Curtis on the line. Jesse, what do you think?
I agree with the sister, with Veronica, wholeheartedly. You know, I had a really, really good friend, like family. I mean, you're talking about one of the fittest guys I know. You know, I love his dad. He's like a brother of mine. He called me. Mm-hmm. And I told him in the beginning, go get your vaccination. And he really gambled on his health, his fitness, you know. And I said, let me tell you, you know, COVID don't care how fit you are. And when it touches you, it's going to touch you.
Right.
And it touched him. And by the grace of God, he pulled through it. And it was because he was, thank God. Thank God. It was really because as he was, because you know, athletes get it, and they come through it pretty well. But he's fortunate, but nevertheless, he contracted it
then he'll get vaccinated. He's gonna do it. But why is it that we have to develop why is it that we have to have a hard head but then get a soft behind until we do the right thing? And that's I'm with Veronica on that. You know, you can't ride on the backs of others that are willingly going to get the vaccination, and then you say, well, everybody else got it, I guess I don't need to. I hear that too.
And it's so sad.
It's sad. It's real frustrating. Have that mentality, so bold to even make that statement, you know.
Right. It's selfish. Now, if you can't get it, if you've been told by your doctor, and certain transplant people can't get it, certain other people may have situations where they can't get it, that's fine. But there are others who don't have those situations going on. They're boasting about it. And my thing is, if your belief's religious, spiritual, just your belief, whatever it is, if it says don't get that vaccine, I have nothing against that. But don't try to ride, like you said, Jesse, don't ride on the backs of others. Make sure you continue to mask up and make sure you continue to socially distance. And I don't care if you're outside or inside, because like I said, it's a game of chess. And when we get a turn and we're up, then the the virus is looking for another way to outdo us.
Yes, and people got to understand this. Because I watch and listen to scientists when they speak on these viruses. And as Veronica said, they've actually been working on this vaccine for years, but they just haven't been using it for other things.
Jesse, guess what somebody asked me yesterday? They said, well, if they've been working on that vaccine for years, why pop it out with COVID? Because it's a global pandemic. It's a global pandemic, not an epidemic. It's a global pandemic, not one since we've had a few, but not one like this since 1918.
That's right. Can I also say that the other thing that is going on right now, and we kind of discussed this on Tuesday for a little bit. We have a lot of young people right now, and school finna start in about 2 weeks, that are not getting vaccinated. There was a DJ Mello, of course, he has got vaccinated. And a lot of people, a lot of his friends who got vaccinated. So he said there are so many teenagers that will not go get vaccinated. So because they say, so it ain't really bothering us. Like, I think it's.
But that's just the thing. They're not paying attention to the Delta variant. The Delta variant is affecting those 25 to 49 more so than the first one that affected the older generation. There are children who have passed away. In Mississippi, there were several kids on the ventilators a few weeks ago.
Right now, I just saw it yesterday at the hospital. The children ward is full at this time. I forget what state it was in, but the children's hospital, the ward is full of children under 11 years old. So now they're talking about, look, we got to get these children that are under 11 years old, because their kids at that age in that hospital, I saw they're on ventilators.
Yeah, and they're opening up the trials. They're opening up the trials to those of that age because they really need to do something because the variant tends to affect younger people.
It doesn't get. I think right now is 12 and up is what you can take the vaccine for. The teenagers are not going to take this, and I think that it's going to be a whole lot of teenagers probably. Once they start seeing a lot of their friends get sick and maybe passing on from them, sad to say. But that's what I think did for a lot of people that went and got the vaccination in the first place. It started getting so close to people, started touching real close to home that people were like, you know what, this is a real thing.
But you see the Republicans are now pushing this vaccine. They're still against the mask. That was down there in Florida. Please don't let him become president. But they're pushing the mask. But suddenly it's affecting so many people in these red states. You know their agenda's like, okay, we don't want to risk these people. We need these people. And so now suddenly they're pushing the vaccine. But they're the ones that made it political along with Trump. And they're still making it political. They racially attacked a man from the Middle East today in a city that was stating why they should reinstate the mask. They racially attacked it. They see what's happening. I guess they still think it's all a facade and that they were just being lied to.
You know,
We got to remember that they were also the ones behind when they made those statements that in the first round of it, that more older Americans were dying prevalent to younger Americans. And they stated, and Texas governor was number one when he stated, it's okay, they just live their life.
Who said something like that? Yeah, he said it. Who said something like that? It was the governor. It was the governor. The governor actually said it. The governor said that about the sacrifice. Those were the words where he's talking about sacrificing people of a certain age.
You know, these people crazy.
Now, I wasn't going to get it based on what my doctor was doing. As a kidney center was telling me. And so that was why I was telling people, no, I can't get it right now until I'm clear. And June 15th, 18 months later, after my transplant, they told me I was clear. I still waited till the 29th to make my decision. And on the 29th of June this year, I got my first vaccination. On the 21st, I went back and got my second vaccination.
How have you been?
How
have you been?
Oh, perfect. I ain't had no problem. Nothing. From the time they stuck me to now. No problem. No headache.
And see, what people don't understand is that people are different. You know, the first thing they'll say is, I'm sorry for I'm just about who this happened when they got the vaccine, this happened when they got the vaccine. People are different. You know, nothing is perfect. That's why they have to test it. But we were in a situation where there was a global pandemic. And because people continue, like I said, Alabama is 34, right? 34% of the people in Alabama have this vaccine. As long as people continue to do that, not take the vaccine, in addition to continuing not to wear their masks and continue to have these spreaders, then it's going to be hard beating COVID.
That's right.
And it seems like it's going to be like the flu, where the variant is going to change from year to year. And I'm just praying that it doesn't go away. It gets to a point where it's at least controlled. But see, they keep saying, well, if people just get, like that baseball team, about 5 people on a professional baseball team got it. But none of them has to go to ICU. So that is the thing with the vaccine. You can't get people, see, people hear the part they want to hear. The whole initial thing with the vaccine was to keep people out of ICU. It was never, that's just like with the flu vaccine. Some people get the vaccine, may get a little chills and stuff like that just from the reaction of it, but later on they may still get the flu. But the hope is that it will keep them from having a bad fight with it. It's to keep them out of ICU, and it's to keep them out of long-term hospitalization. It's not to say that nobody's going to get it.
Let me tell you this. The virus needs hosts. It needs hosts to travel from and to. That's what a virus needs to survive. And one thing about the vaccine is it starts eliminating hosts for the virus to continue to survive and evolve. So people gotta understand it's gonna take everybody to get rid of this. It's not gonna take half the population. Like they said, these 75%, at least I'd say, of the population to ward it off, because then the virus has really very little host to jump into and start re-energizing itself. You know, that's the way I look at it. You know, when I listen to these scientists and doctors, how they explain our virus, because I suffer from that flu, you know, that bad the variant that the one that came, the last one that was real strong, I had got. And it sat me down. I didn't have to go to the hospital, but I'm telling you, I was out of it. And I didn't want to go back there. And my doctor suggested to me just you really need to get the vaccine next year. Make sure you get the flu vaccine. And I did. And I have yet to have the flu. I don't know if that's the vaccine or not, but I haven't had this flu since that time period. And prior to that, it was back to back with the flu for me. So I believe in that vaccine then, and I believe in it now. I've gotten the COVID vaccine because, hey, too many people that I knew, first cousin, childhood friend, church member died from it.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna sit here and lay haste to false information when my life is on the line.
Now, let me ask y'all this real quick. The NFL has came out and made it where if this year if they have to cancel a game because of COVID,
forfeit.
The team that had the COVID, that had to cancel game, it goes against the law. It goes against their record, and also they lose their game, they checks. And now they got the NFL.
Mike, but not only that, but they gonna fine them like I think it's like $15,600 or $16,600. So you're gonna get fined, you're gonna lose game day check, and your team's gonna forfeit that game. So that's an L in the L column. So there's a whole lot the NFL is put out there, to them players, and they need to, because
that was my question. Actually, it was like, what do y'all feel about that? Because you got some players in the NFL that's threatening to quit playing football because they feel like they trying to be made, they trying to be mandatory.
But they couldn't quit. But they didn't quit when we were watching for George Floyd. They didn't quit when Kaepernick needed their help. They didn't quit. They didn't quit for the rights of their fellow people, but they're quitting over this vaccine. They're willing to quit over the vaccine.
Quit. I say this: you don't want to take the vaccine. If that's what your job requires, then go quick. I feel like these companies are going to be the key to getting most of these people vaccinated. Point blank, period. I know for a fact.
Because what if the Department of Justice, what if they find out that constitutionally, or if he does try to say that it's mandated, what if the Supreme Court says that it's against our constitutional rights to have a sports to take it? Then that means, like you said, Jesse, the companies are going to have to get involved in it. Because you can't tell a company that they have to hire people who won't get vaccinated.
Well, it's the thing. I wasn't even putting the federal in there because the federal government has to go through all those hoops.
Right.
But private companies, they can set their own policy.
Right.
If you don't get vaccinated, you don't have to hire them. So if you can go to any court you want to go to, you is not going to win that one. Now, you can win in the federal court because you're a federal worker and you're a citizen of the United States, but you're not going to win. That's why Google, Netflix, and I think who else? Probably Facebook. All these companies are out there saying if you don't get vaccinated, you're fired. Point blank. So guess what? NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball. If you don't get vaccinated, okay, go play for the D League then. And then you can't go to D League because if we sponsor that, you can't play there either. You got to be vaccinated there. So guess what? You want a job, you get vaccinated. Just as Don Lemon said on CNN the other night, he can't walk in that building. He could not walk in that building unless he's vaccinated and wearing a mask. So guess what? He said, hey, if I wasn't vaccinated, I wouldn't have a job. And he's super popular. Yeah. So all I'm saying is it's not going to be up to the government to mandatory because they probably will lose in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
The way the Constitution is written.
And really the only reason they would lose in the Supreme Court is because of the makeup of it.
Right, but the Constitution.
Yeah, if it was more liberal, they wouldn't lose.
The Constitution has been lately, the last 5 or 6 years, I've noticed the Constitution has been weaponized.
Yeah.
In ways that prohibits progress in this country in a lot of ways that I've seen. Now, I believe in the Constitution, don't get me wrong, but there's certain parts of it that people pick out of there and they weaponize it just to have their own way.
Yeah.
It's selfishness employed in that. So I'm not weighing everything on the federal government and Biden them passing a mandatory. If they do, thank God. But I'm not holding my breath for it. But these private companies, I hope they all issue. They need.
That's where it has to start at. And like I said, my thing is, if people, Kay Ivey, she doesn't make decisions that I'm always popular with. But what she said was, I can't make them do it. Well, I can see the frustration in her face. And even though I could disagree with her with a lot of things, it's like she said, why keep making a mandate when you really can't? When the mandates were in place, they wouldn't do it. And then you walk into facilities, and some of these people were afraid to even serve them, to refuse them. And that's when the governor had it mandated. So it's like she said, she can't make them even when it was mandated.
Nah, you can't, because like I said, it becomes a constitutional issue.
And then it becomes a danger issue. Because some of these people will attack.
Yeah, in the government areas, it becomes constitutional. Federal and local, it becomes a constitutional thing. But that's why I will put it on the private sector to get it done. They can always issue a state of emergency and be in this particular moment in time, it is a state of emergency. And right, but they still have to charge with that in court. But the problem is trying to enforce wearing a mask to all 50 states. There's no way in the world that the law enforcement would be able to enforce everybody wearing a mask. They have to get military action to help police. Help police the towns and states, and I don't think they've got enough military folks.
Well, I don't think it would take that. I think the private sector would be the ultimate front line for that. I mean, they will have to stand up, the private sector, because the government can issue it out, but the private sectors will have to comply. The owners of these businesses and companies, they will.
But think about it though, Jesse. They haven't complied with it now.
I think you have to put that phone closer to the mic.
No, it's not the phone. Mine said lost connection for a second. Y'all hear me now?
Yeah,
I hear you. Okay, it's back. I think it's back.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. I don't. I listen to the words and with some of these Republican officials, they go on and they're so in tune or out of tune with reality. It seems to me, and they have such a difference of opinion to what's really going on, just to support of their own on their own behalf in their political careers.
Their own agenda.
Their own agenda. They don't want to say anything to upset Donald Trump. What he's saying, and they are so quick to sacrifice their own people. Because I look at this, the majority of people that are out there getting this vaccine are the Democratic Party supporters. They out there got all this misinformation, and their own party is the majority who don't want to take this virus. But guess what? Y'all gonna lose this population because y'all ain't gonna have nobody vote for you after a while.
They're starting. You see, they're starting to change their story now. They still won't say wear masks, but they're encouraging people to. Steve Scalise, Ron DeSantis, telling people to get the vaccine now because they see what's happening in these red states.
They see that they're losing their own population. Their own people. And once again, and there go their lives in that all the voting issues going on. And it's just sad that people put their own political careers over
politics way before people.
Way before people. They can care less about their own constituents.
And they truly always done it. But the fact that they're doing it during a global pandemic is ridiculous.
So galvanized now because everybody sees it for what it is, because everybody is in tune to what's going on with this pandemic. And it's been, like you said, Veronica, it's been going on for years. They've been that way, but it's just so now the way that they are actually is affecting people's lives, as far as living and dying, not just their livelihood, but the fact that their own existence, their very existence, and it's just really sad, and I just hope and pray that the fact that some of these companies, these major companies that are putting into policy and into their policy that they have to be vaccinated rather, in order to work with them. And I'm so happy to hear that from most, and I hope other companies get in line. Because like I said, it's gonna be a fight trying to get federal workers to do it because they're gonna.
And you know what? Apparently, that it was never determined that enforcing the mask mandates was illegal. So my thing is, like I said, people look at us like we crazy sometimes. Some people like they want to fight. I'm like, you don't know who you're looking at now. When you with your mask on, they're looking at you like you want to fight, like they want to fight you. But then if you look at them like, are you crazy? You don't have on a mask. Then it's all about their liberties and their rights. Right. But then they look at people with masks on like they want to fight them, like they want to snatch the mask. And that there have been instances where people have attacked people for wearing masks, but they don't want you to tell them to put one on.
You know something? I thank the good Lord I haven't experienced that. I don't think they really want to try to snatch a mask or worry about how to wear a mask.
These people, they are losing it. It's like they're the same ones, like we were saying one time before, they want to tell women they can't have abortions, but they don't want you to tell them they have to wear a mask.
Exactly.
They want to tell people not to pay for birth control, not to do this and other things, but they don't want to tell you to tell them to simply wear a mask. So my thing is, if you are that afraid to take the vaccine, I have no problem with that. But don't be in an uproar when the mask mandates are put back into place.
Yes, you do something.
Because there's got to be a reason, because it shows that the mask worked. And like people, and it shows that the vaccine, because before the vaccines really kicked in, it started to be somewhat of a shift when everybody was forced to wear the mask. Then the vaccines came into play and the numbers went down even lower. And that's when the CDC started loosening up the reins. Well, I think they did that a little too soon.
And they,
I definitely agree with that. They loosened up a little too soon. Because, remember now, we were in the Trump era.
Yeah.
He could not wait. Those Republicans could not wait to loosen it up. They didn't want it because their people was crying about You know, them.
And it's still a trial and error. We're still in trial and error, guys. A lot of people say they're not going to trial me, but a lot of medications, you take blood pressure medicine, diabetes medicine, all of those medicines go through trial and error, and they're all chemicals that are being put into the body. So, like I said, if you don't want to take it, then don't have this distasteful, nasty attitude about wearing the mask, because it's been proven that the mask works. It's all still new. Even COVID is still new. The reactions to it are still new. The vaccines are still new. But that's the only thing that has seemed to help is the mask, the social distancing, and the vaccinations. And so when enough people didn't do it, just like with any other virus, it mutates.
That's right.
And that's the thing that if you look at the numbers right now, once again, 99% of all new cases are people who have not received vaccination. Now, those are the numbers. The numbers say that 99%.
Say that again, Mike. Say that again, Mike.
99% of all new cases of COVID are people who have not been vaccinated.
Thank you. I had an argument.
That is the actual number. 99%.
I ain't gonna say argument, Mike. Excuse me, because y'all, I had a disagreement with a couple of gentlemen last week, and believe me, one of them had the nerve to say, "Well, all the new cases that coming in, the folks is the ones that been vaccinated already." I said, "Where in the world did you hear that? Who told you that?"
No.
All the new cases now are people that actually been vaccinated. I said, "Who told you that?" I said, and then I gave him the number that Mike just gave. And I gave him the number, the percentage of the death.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. There's a percentage of new major hospitalizations, and there's a percentage of people who are passing away.
And I gave them both of them. And these two cats right here, unbelievable, will sit there and one gets the other one to agree with. I said, you know something, y'all, both of y'all need some serious help. Because I don't know where you getting information from, but you just blew my mind.
And there are breakthrough cases, but they're saying most of those breakthrough cases seem to be mild. So that's why they're saying the vaccines are working. And with further science and research, we'll continue to get vaccines that'll work even better, even amongst the new strains.
And regardless of mild breakthrough medications, breakthroughs, they did say you still can get it, but it won't be.
They said that off the top. They said that off the top. And you got people right here talking about they still getting it. They said all along the purpose of the vaccine was to help keep people out of the ICU and to help to try to prevent
eliminate the life-threatening symptoms.
Right.
That's what it was based on, and that's what. And from my understanding, that is a fact. It is working that way.
And they back in California. They now are turning people away again in the hospitals out there in California. Because so many people are getting it. And the thing about that, these people are getting it, and like you said earlier about the children. Now the children are getting it. It was a lady on there, and they were doing her interview from the hospital and at the bedside of her daughter, her 13-year-old daughter, who at first they weren't going to get it. But then when her daughter got it and then gave it to her, the first thing her daughter, when they found out she had it, her daughter looked her in the face and said, "Mommy, am I going to die?" At the time of the interview, the baby's kidneys were shutting down. And she was
that's something they're honing in on. They're honing in on Alabama right now. They're talking about saying 38%.
Right here in this state, Alabama, it was stated last week that Alabama has all 5 variances in this state, as well as being a red state now for real for COVID-19.
And you know, and not to put any humor on it, but Darryl had asked me a question last week because I had put something in the comments down here, box, and I said Alabama's the national champions of COVID.
Yeah.
And what I did, Darryl, was, they beat everybody in football. Now they beating everybody in COVID.
Yeah.
That was
no other state in the United States has all 5.
That's what I've been for us. And it is a shame, you know. It's
a shame. It's definitely a shame.
And see, I think what I want our people to understand is that it doesn't matter which vaccine, Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson. No vaccine is 100% foolproof. Just like smallpox back in the day, chickenpox back in the day, and they say, well, they used to tell kids in the same room. That was a whole different kind of virus. Okay, and even now, when older people get shingles, they have a shingles vaccine now that they suggest that older people get. I don't hear anybody raising saying about the shingles vaccine. No. And with each vaccine, there are going to be some breakthrough cases. That's just like when my daughters got chickenpox vaccine. They told me if they do get chickenpox, the hope is that it'll be mild. I look back, and that was back in the 90s. So they said the same thing with COVID.
Let me ask you something.
They have not said to people who think that, if you're listening, they have never said that the vaccine would prevent 100% all cases. And that is why there are some breakthrough cases. And in most of the breakthrough cases so far, they have been mild. There have been a few that were more serious. But that's people are different. People react different, just like people react to the vaccine different. People react to the flu vaccine and say, no, they got the flu, so they won't take it again. But some people say, well, I waited and I took it a couple more times and then I was okay.
You know, the one thing that gets me about the situation with people going into the hospital, and most of those people, once again, are people that are not vaccinated. Once they get so sick, they're asking for the vaccination. Yeah. Once they getting ready to be put on ventilators and everything, like, well, I didn't want to take the vaccine, but I don't want to die. Can you give me the vaccine now? And that's what the doctor on MSNBC said. That's what the doctor on MSNBC said last week, and that's what they're saying. And she was like, it hurts her to have to say that it's beyond that point.
That's what the UAB nurse said the other night. After they interviewed her, she said that now now we can't give it to you now. Right. Yeah. It's too late. We can give it to you. If you make it through this, we can get it to you later. We can't get it to you right now. Right. She said they begged. They probably begging for it.
People got to understand, vaccination is preventive medicine. It's preventive.
Exactly, preventive medicine.
It doesn't stop it in its footstep. It doesn't do that. What it does, it helps prevent you from getting it. But once you got it, you got to go through it now. And then we can give it to you after that to help prevent you from getting it again. That's how it works. And it's sad, as Rev said, it's sad that people have to, and once again, people have to get touched and get touched hard, unfortunately, before they all now come to their senses about it. Now I need payment. But the thing about it, not only that, but they gotta look at this. You're taking up hospital space when you could have prevented that. You're taking up beds from people that may possibly be in dire situations where they didn't have a choice, and it could have been accidental that they got there, but you got yourself in there because you refused the very thing that could have kept you out of there.
Hey, that was actually a topic of communication between, and I'm trying to remember exactly where either I read it or I saw it somewhere where they had some healthcare officials that said if you do not want to take the vaccine and you come down heavily with the COVID, why not just stay at home? You saying that you don't care about living anyway, so why are you coming to the hospital for us to treat you when there's other people that probably need the bed even more? So, I mean, that's not.
Yes. See, that's what I want to know is why does it seem like, and I say our people all the time because that's what I love, but all people seem to make an excuse every time you say, well, this is this. It's like they got a combative reason to not take the vaccine. Well, they only doing this and they doing it. Why is it that it's almost like when you don't hear, like with all our friends, if you tell them something they don't want to hear, they don't want to hear you. But if you tell them something that coincides with what they want to hear, or it's almost like someone asks you a question and you give them an answer, and if it's not what they wanted to hear, I'm like, well, why did you ask me? It's like anytime you tell people to promote masks, masks don't stop it. Well, we see the numbers show that was a lie. What Maury say? that shows, no, it doesn't prevent it all, but then people start to double mask. That I don't care what people say or how many questions they ask, it has been proven that the mask work, that social distancing work. Do they work 100%? I don't think anything in medicine works 100%, especially when it's something that's foreign and new to even the professionals. So I just hate that everybody seems to throw up that, but this, but that, if this. And a lot of these people don't even work in the setting. And you can't always listen to some of the healthcare workers, because guess what in Alabama? The vast majority of them won't take vaccine because they're letting the political part get into it. So what kind of information do you think they're putting on the streets?
Yeah, I'm telling you, don't forget they say. But they do come up with they say. What they say is this, and this is
they. Who is they? Were they in the ICU? Were they in the morning meeting at the hospital when the numbers were turned in? Were they working on the floor? And some of those people, like I said, that are anti-vax are some of the healthcare workers that are leaving the field, and they're putting out a whole bunch of misinformation.
Absolutely, but you want to know something, Veronica and Rep? I asked somebody. I was in a discussion with somebody, about a month or so ago, and they used that very phrase. That when they said it, I said, hold. Who is they? I mean, tell me who is they?
Right, who is they? Who is they?
Not gotten the answer on who is they.
You will not
get it. Going to tell me who they is. See,
you won't get it.
That they said there is nobody there's no they. The they is them.
Mm-hmm. And if there are people that work in the field that are telling them that, you have to look at them as a whole, that person as a whole. Because like I said, there are some of these medical professionals who are political, and they let their political take over too.
They politicize.
Yes.
And whether it's people who are Republican or Democrat or whatever, you'll never always give full numbers on anything. But what we do know is what we've seen happen from state to state in the United States. What we do know is what we've seen happen in India. What we do know is what we've seen happen in Africa. What we do know is what we've seen happen in China. What we do know that.
Yeah, South America, don't forget South America.
And yes, sometimes the numbers are off filter because it's like they have different conditions, but a lot of times they have to list COVID.
Yeah.
And people are saying, well, they putting that to get the money, to get the numbers. You know what? In medicine, before COVID, there was a lot of things done in medicine to manipulate to get the Medicaid money, to get the federal money. A lot of things, that's nothing new.
Yeah, everything
is manipulated in order to get funding and to get the money. So they have to put it. Now, if they put calls, most common sense people know that, well, they did have COVID, but they had this, and that. And then some people who have conditions, well, they were just fine. And when they got COVID, it got worse. So they have to tell it how it is. That being said, it doesn't mean that everybody got worse because they had COVID. There are some people that we see in our community every day that have pre-existing conditions and they're better. I just don't understand why people are so combative against doing what it takes. If you don't want to take the vaccine, fine, but socially distance yourself and wear your mask. And whether the schools implement the mask or not, send your child to school with a mask.
It's common sense.
Not just the other day.
Most kids know about COVID now and know what the mask wearing is about.
Oh yeah,
but most of them don't want to wear
was watching a married couple, and both of them.
That's the reason why it's very important for those kids to go out and get those vaccinations right now, because they finna go back to school. They finna but they're finna
go back to school and they haven't implemented the mask though, and then the vaccines haven't been okay for people under 12. So school is going to start back in 2 weeks. So you have to send your kids to school with their mask on, whether they mandate it or require it or not.
They're gonna bring it home.
That's just the thing though. Like that's what I'm getting at. Like those kids that are able to get the vaccine, they should go ahead and get their vaccine, because we saw last year when they sent those kids back to school how and people kept getting in trouble for recording how close those people were together during the pandemic. They was like, hey, well you're suspended so many days because you shouldn't be recording, showing what's going on in school, and they were scared. Yeah, people. I'm talking here in Tuscaloosa even they got suspended because they showed that when they go from class to class how crowded the halls were, in some of the classrooms, and some of the teachers were not even wearing masks. So you asking these young adults to go to these schools and go to class from here to there, and now we have a variant that's attacking the young people right now, and we're not asking them, not mandatory them to wear their mask throughout the day there. So now we talking about, hey, you bringing that to our kids, and they bring it back home again. So if you have a house full of people who have not been vaccinated, that's a house full of people.
Yeah, and you know what? It's just like I said, the numbers, your age doesn't matter. Everybody needs to be protected because older people are not being seen with the Delta variant as much, but they are being seen. Everybody's still being seen. Like I said, the other COVID-19 itself is still being seen.
It's still out there. You know,
it's not just the Delta variant.
We have one out there. Variant that's supposed to be even more immune to the vaccine. And if it takes hold, then we don't know what we're gonna do. So that's the whole entire thing behind like let's try to get it knocked down before we have another variant that comes out. But these variants are coming extremely fast.
And let me ask y'all this. Okay, they say that you know, if STDs, if it's reported that you have an STD and you don't go get seen or you don't get treatment, they will send a warrant. They will put a warrant out they try as much as they can to contact you. But people just can't be running around with syphilis. That was one of those major ones where law enforcement will come serve you, or they have to find you. So why is the people so upset about law and COVID? If the law is related to COVID, tuberculosis. When people have tuberculosis, they have to quarantine. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know specifically what the rule is now because it's not as rampant as it was once before. But the law does get involved when it comes to healthcare issues.
Yes, it does.
So for people thinking that the law just can't get involved, a lot of people don't know anything about the law. I don't know the complete details of it, but the law can get involved.
Oh, they can get involved.
When it comes to syphilis and when it comes to tuberculosis, they can get involved. And I bet you they want them involved when it comes to STDs. So why you don't want them involved when it comes to C19?
Well, because that's right. Let me ask you this, Veronica. Did you guys see did you guys see the married couple? Both of these two individuals, it was a white married couple, and they both contracted the virus. Neither one of them wanted to both of them were against the vaccination right off the top. They never did state why. They said with political this. They said what they were trying to figure that they didn't know all that the side effects and all that. This is what they stated. Now the wife, she stated that she and her husband had been trying to have children, and she didn't, she wasn't sure if it would affect her fertility or not, and she was trying to get the information, for fertility. But last year, the latter part of last year, when they had got the virus in effect and started giving out the virus, they had already did a study that said no age group in women would affect their fertility, right? So she was using that as an excuse. So that killed that excuse. Then she states that she had this disease. I don't know what it is. It's a disease that women can have that affects their fertility. So your excuse was not to take the virus because you and your husband is trying to have children and you weren't sure if the vaccination would affect your fertility. And on top of that, you have this disease already prior to a pandemic that affects your fertility. So when the question was, when that information was given to her during this interview, I was like, well, what is it then? Because you see what I'm saying? But this is what people do with this vaccination. They will create in their own world, in their own reality, a reason not to take it, and then they will project it out into the universe like everybody else is giving them some false information or no information at all, just to have an excuse. It's enough of that. I'm frustrated. Me personally, I'm frustrated
They're also
It's very interesting that they said that 12 people are the cause of all the conspiracy theories behind the vaccination. Yeah, I believe that. They all recovered. That's I don't know. But you know, when Biden had his thing against Facebook and everything, they had narrowed it down to 12 people. And I'm still in my mindset trying to work. If these 12 people are spreading false information about something, why are they even allowed to be on any type of social media platform? I'm gonna be honest with you. I do a lot of stuff all the time, and every so often they'll take my stuff down, saying that it goes against something.
Man, I'd have been put in jail for the simplest thing, and then I look around here and see Billy Bob down there with rifles hanging out both sides of his side and talking about what he gonna do for his country, and they ain't the type of boys who run and yada 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 yada. And I'm looking like, okay, and I made one sentence.
Yeah.
That they disagree with.
Yeah, just like there were tourists down at the Capitol on January 6th. Yeah, okay. Sure. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the deal with that? But like, we're getting put in Facebook jail, and some people can go and they do whatever, whenever, and however they want to do it, and they never get put in Facebook jail. And you talking about you got 12 people who spreading misinformation about a vaccine that could potentially, like the one thing that the government don't want is another shutdown. They definitely don't want that. No one wants another shutdown, to be honest with you. So y'all allow these 12 people to go ahead and continue to put out this propaganda? Why?
Misinformation. And then it's like, you know they lie anyway, but then there's some things that when it comes to public health and public interest, then those lies need to be dealt with. Public health and public interest. Because they can lie about all the other stuff, I don't care. When it's something important, it's someone's health and safety, I care.
And that to me is inciting a riot between people. So if you're inciting a riot, it should not be a reason to go to jail. If it's not just Facebook jail. DOJ needs to be looking into a lot of that. And they need to come up with, make a decision on it, on how they need to handle these people, because to say 12 people, you know, affected the lives of tens of millions of people. It's just unbelievable. But social media, it acquires you to do that.
Well, because it's lies all day, every day.
It happens how they first get right. Once again, weaponizing the Constitution. Once again, people who weaponize the Constitution all the time, just for selfishness, selfish gain. Let's put it this way: you had these folks running across the Capitol with that battle flag, right? Running across on TV. They out there all the time with it. Do you know if you was in Germany and you flew around a swastika, do you know what you're going to jail? You're going to jail over there. But see, they don't have the Constitution over there like we have over here. You see what I'm saying? It's things like that I say that the Constitution, there's a lot of things, I'm not saying remove freedom of speech, but they need to specify it a little bit more. Because anything that is egregious to the United States citizen and our way of life, anything egregious towards that should be illegal. There should be a penalty behind it. You shouldn't be able to be flying around no doggone battle flag. That's the enemy.
Inciting riots.
You know what I mean? That's the enemy.
Inciting anger and danger.
You know, so why? Because that's not freedom of speech. That's freedom of expression. That's not freedom of speech to me. That's a statement you're making. That's what you're expressing about yourself.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Freedom of speech is when you get up there and you say what you want to say. When you start flying a flag around, oh, you showcasing. You expressing to me who you are. You don't have to use words. But see, they put that under freedom of speech. And so now, the first of all, my First Amendment right, my freedom of speech. Whatever. Your freedom, that's offensive to me. Mm-hmm. Does it not matter? Am I a citizen of the United States? Isn't my welfare, guarded and protected under the Constitution? Isn't it supposed to be defended under the Constitution? I think so.
Well, it wasn't even written for us. But we got Alabama. Alabama's Constitution is as long as in the United States, and they still did they ever get that part out there about interracial marriage? Did that ever even come out? Looked like that was on the ballot to be removed at one time. I don't even know if it came out. But the Constitution is written for them to interpret for the way they want to use it.
Yeah, but guess what? But guess what? The thing about that old thing there, they not trying to stop it now. I guarantee.
That's what I'm saying. They're not trying to stop any of it. The federal Constitution of these states. They're not.
Right. They got them in that Constitution, but they need to be removed.
Yeah, right.
They definitely are enforced.
Mm-hmm. Because if they chose to enforce it, if they chose to, it's there. Yeah.
It's there. The reason why they won't enforce it because they don't want to see it. Sometimes people like to see stuff. Mm-hmm. They satisfied with seeing it there now. But let there be a pandemic, so to speak, of black and white folks getting married. Then they will express it. They will recognize it. They will probably want to recognize it. Just to keep it, just to have control over it. But then you're gonna have
then it'll be a lawsuit and it would definitely go to the federal Supreme Court.
Right, exactly. And that's what I was about to say, Mike. Thank you very much. Then you're gonna have a lawsuit on it. Then the state is gonna be in the limelight of every state in the union in the limelight, and now you are going to be the state that's going to set a precedent for every other state that has that in their Constitution. Mm-hmm. Because now it's going to become federal. And once the federal government takes over, we all know what they're going to do. They're going to knock everything down because people in that federal government, they're going to be like, we the people, not we the state. And they will remove it from every state. So you got a lot of states, they like the eye candy of it. They like the eye candy of it. But guess what? It's just the eye candy.
I don't know if the current Supreme Court bench will do that.
Exactly. And in the current Congress, as far as talking about Congress, things truly are an act of Congress right now. When people used to say, "Oh, doing that as an act of Congress, as a figure of speech," that figure of speech is reality.
Oh yeah, has to be an act of Congress. You're right.
And with this Congress, there are not too many actions going on because the ones that want the power don't have it right now. So they're doing everything they can, and then we got fake Democrats that's up there helping.
Yep, we do. I'll tell you one thing. Sometimes you got to ride with the party to get some stuff done, even if it's not all the stuff you want. And right now we got a party of Democrats, what they call themselves progressives, that they're holding up this infrastructure in a way that they shouldn't, because they're helping the party that doesn't give a flying flip about them, you know.
It's not the progressives. It's Manchin and Sinema. It's the conservative Democrats that are doing it. And we haven't got the John Lewis bill passed yet. That bill should have been passed. That bill should have been passed.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And the filibuster thing, I'm on the fence about that. I do want the filibuster to be passed, the bill against that to be passed, because he's not going to be able to get anything done. But on the same token, I understand what he's saying. When power does switch, we won't have the filibuster to use.
Exactly. And I'm with you on that, Veronica. I'm with you on that. And I understand his reluctance under them circumstances, because we have to use that filibuster at point two, get down.
Mm-hmm.
So
like right now, it will work for us. But as soon as and we've seen what that party has become now. It's part of the old school. So as soon as they get into power, they'll use that against us no matter who's the president.
That's right. But not let them get in power. They do take it out.
If they do, and we remove the filibuster,
it's really going. It's going to be some problem. Talk about a possible civil war.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about a possible?
I really want it removed because he needs it removed to get anything done. But at the same on the same token, the flip side of that is once they become the ones in power,
it's going to be tough.
They'll do whatever they want to do. It's just like we just wanted to get something done. They'll do it to get everything that they want done.
That's what they've been doing for the last 25 years, 30 years.
See, right now they don't want to get rid of it because the numbers are so close in the House that, keep the filibuster, and they're not really getting much of what they want done, but they're holding us up.
But
if they get rid of that filibuster though, they know it's too, but they don't want to get, some things they just don't want to change. But if they get rid of it, I'm thinking like Manchin, they'll have the upper hand at some point.
Yeah.
In the White House and in the Congress. And then what do?
Yeah, we gotta definitely understand how the balancing of powers, how it works.
Right.
And that filibuster balances it. It gives the little hand, some strength against the big hand. So you don't want to take that tool, that weapon out of there. For because then we may, like you said, we may need it. And these Republicans are showing us every day who they really are. And like somebody has said, God said, always for the history of this country, and when anytime there's a movement for good, there's always a kickback from at least a third of the country. Civil rights, most of the country was for it, but a third of this country, no. Women's voting rights, most of the country was for it, but a third of the country, no. Them women don't need to vote nowhere. For the history of this country, it's always been a third of the population.
Well, guys,
that was always on the other side.
Let me get in a commercial break right quick. We got a big function that's coming up tomorrow. This is a very interesting conversation. If you look at some of the comments that people are sending, let's get in a commercial break, and then we'll come back and close it out. I see a lot of people are glad to see that we are addressing this COVID-19, and I'll read some of also, I got room for one more person if they want to join the conversation by phone. So right after this commercial break, we'll go ahead and get ready to add one more person if you'd like to call in and join the conversation, and we'll close it out at 10. At 10. So, Mello, you ready? Producer fall asleep on us sometime.
Mr. Producer, we got a couple of commercials that we want to go ahead on. If you can go ahead on and do that up for us.
Okay, I think.
I drink till I'm drunk. Fellas, head on down to New Generation Barber Shop, right off of 2600 McFarland Boulevard East, Suite C. Go ahead and get you a fly cut from my boy Fred Brown. You can hit him up at 205-292-4995. Also Sam Brown at 205-722-8506. And how can I forget about my boy Amp the Barber? Hit him up at 205-561-7473. Check him out, y'all.
Take a pic, I might as well. Hell, drop the top and take a selfie, my country.
You shopping at a goddamn number 2 pizza.
For over 27 years here in Tuscaloosa, Catfish Heaven has been pleasing our taste buds with their delicious catfish, pan trout, hot wings, coleslaw, hush puppies, and don't forget about those made-to-order French fries. Whether it's your snack time, lunchtime, or dinner time, give the guys a call over at Catfish Heaven at 205-752-7222, or you can make your order online at catfishheaventuscaloosa.com. So head on over to Catfish Heaven at 2502 21st Street. See you there. For over 27 years here in Tuscaloosa, Catfish Heaven has been pleasing our taste buds with their delicious.
Hello? Hey, Rick. I had to call you to tell you that the food that you brought to the party last night was wonderful. It made me think about my grandmother's cooking. Where did you get that food, brother?
I went down to Thomas Rib Shack to pick up the ribs, but when I got there, I seen that they had more than just ribs. I seen baked chicken, fried chicken, corn muffins, vegetables, apple pie, peach pie, and I looked around and I seen a sign that told me that they got chitlins and oxtails on Sunday. Oh, all I can tell you, go down to 2931 15th Street or just give them a call like I did at area code 205-759-5010. Thomas Rib Shack, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
205-759-5010. Tuscaloosa, get ready for the T-Town Labor Day Blues and Groove Festival. Saturday, September 4th at SoCo Park, featuring TK Soul, Abel Hollywood,
Is you 25 and
Magic One, Jay Hammer, Miss Jody, Donnie Ray, and the Jay Morris Group. Gates open at noon. Showtime 2 p.m. It's all hosted by MC Sir Anthony. Bring your tents, coolers, lawn chairs, and RVs. Vendors are welcome. Kick off your Labor Day weekend at the Blues and Groove Festival, starring TK Soul, Lavelle Hollywood, Magic One, Jay Hammer, Miss Jody, Donnie Ray, and the Jay Morris Group. Saturday, September 4th at SoCo Park in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. For tickets and vendor info, call 205-872-2113.
What up, y'all? Comedian Funny Man, and this is nice, right? It's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. But you know what's even nicer? A comedy show in Tuscaloosa, July 30th at McKinstry Banquet Hall. I'm coming through with my homies, man. TK Perry, Lamar Pullum, Tony Tone. Hey, we back outside. We back outside, coming to Tuscaloosa for a comedy show, post-pandemic comedy show. It's going to be funny. Go ahead and get your tickets. It's going to be live. It's going to be the place to be. And why not do it in Tuscaloosa? As y'all can see, I am in Alberta City right now. I'm in Alberta City right now. So I'm going to make that short drive over to McKinstry Banquet Hall, July 30th. Get your tickets. Post-pandemic comedy show. Your boy Funny Man will be there. And it's going to be rocking. Love me some Tuscaloosa. Love Alberta. I'll see y'all there July 30th.
Now, I was just using it, but I wonder how I don't know if it's something on my settings. That's a different laptop too. Do you think that probably have a possibility?
I personally don't think so. Because the way it, I ain't never seen one with this RCA. Oh, we only have both ways. Right. Okay, we're back. I want to thank everybody. Okay. Okay, we're back. I didn't mute the wrong mic, did I? Trying to get ready for this comedy show, y'all. Hey, we're going to mask up and we're going to laugh out tomorrow. So I'm telling y'all, come on out. You know, we're going to try to plan for, social distancing, but it's time to relax and let loose for a minute, y'all. So that's what we got going on right here tomorrow at McKinstry Banquet Hall. Jermaine, funny man Jermaine will be here, and Lamar Pullum, TK Perry. I got some live entertainment gonna entertain you, and then we got a DJ as well as Tony Tone coming from Memphis, Tennessee. So this is a real headliner coming right here. Ghost Entertainment is hosting it, and they want to try to bring some entertainment back to Tuscaloosa. This is Tuscaloosa's only start on right here, McKinstry Banquet Hall comedy show. So hey, come on out tomorrow. Tickets at Style Connection, or I can post a number where you can get the tickets also. About let's see about 15 people on here with us. We got about 20 minutes, and a lot of people checking out the NBA draft. I didn't know the NBA draft was on tonight, so I don't know who was number 1 and who was number 20 as of yet. But did Alabama lose anybody?
Walker Summer, he out of Oklahoma, he went number 1.
Okay.
Alabama got to Detroit.
Well, since you mentioned Kyle Porter, since you mentioned Oklahoma, what do y'all think about Oklahoma and Texas jumping from the Big 12 to the SEC?
Get it out of here. Get them out of here.
Huh?
Get them out of here.
What you scared of? What y'all
might as well become the NFL. If you don't have 20 little teams.
It's a super conference. They call it a super conference. The SEC.
Yeah, it's a super conference. We got two super many teams. They could have left Missouri. They could have left Missouri where they was at.
Yeah, they got
I agree with you there.
ESPN right now because they saying they got a season desist, but they the one who thinking that they pushed Texas and Oklahoma to apply for the SEC.
Who did?
They're saying that they pushed ESPN.
You talking about the Big 12?
Yeah, Big 12. They feel some kind of way because they lose those two schools.
Why even have a conference if they lose those two schools? Who they have? Baylor. Who else? I don't even.
Almost.
They need to stay over there where it's called Southeastern.
Come on now. We got Texas.
They could have left Missouri where they at. And Texas A&M after they beat us that first year, they could have left them where they was at. Because after that, they've been a little quiet. I mean, they could have just left them where they were at. But we got, 14.
Actually going to probably be something decent this year.
A&M has the potential, but Missouri could have just been left where they were at.
Yeah, Missouri could stay where they was at. I can't figure Missouri one out yet. Well, they got to bring.
I mean, it's just too much because that's at least another 1 or 2 games. They already were talking about the extra games that they play in the playoff the way it is now. They're talking about the playoff expansion, and then you bring in 2 extra teams. And those aren't no little boy teams. They might not be getting what they want over there where they at, but they're not little boy teams.
Well, listen, Veronica, the way you talking is like we should be scared of those 2 teams coming to the SEC and taking over.
Me? No, not scared of them. I want to stay over there where they at so we can do what we do over here. We got Alabama, Auburn, LSU. We got Florida and Georgia. We got enough going on over here.
We ain't got enough power team. We need to get rid of Vanderbilt.
We got enough power teams. And it don't matter if they power or not. When you get them playing all the games.
We've been the top division in forever.
It's a money thing, and I believe in the ESPN is in on that thing too. I believe McElroy all for it because he a Texas boy. McElroy, he all for it.
It's a money thing. Texas knows and Oklahoma knows.
If that's the case, Sarkis stayed over here and became our coach.
If they really want to compete, they got to grab the eyes of the high schoolers and the middle schoolers.
Mm-hmm.
They're not grabbing the eyes of the high schoolers and middle schoolers like the SEC schools are. Nor the Big 12, the Pac-12, the Pac-10, none of them. So, in order for them to stay relevant, they making that move. And this is the SEC is the most got the most conference in the nation. They got the
what that'll leave them with 10 teams? What would that leave them with 10 teams? They need to stay where they at over there in the Southwest.
TCU,
Not in the
Oklahoma,
Southeast.
Oklahoma State, TCU, BYU, TCU, Oklahoma State, and I don't even know who the rest of them is.
Kansas. All they have is Baylor and TCU.
Where the kids going?
Oklahoma State,
when they get
over
out
here,
of office, where they going?
SEC.
If they don't go to the SEC, they go in the Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The ACC trying to get a couple of their teams.
That's what I'm about to say. Let them go over there. I could see us getting Clemson before that, but Clemson don't need to go nowhere. But I'm just saying, if you're going to talk about regionally and sensible wise, I mean, why are they coming far away from out west? They're down here out west.
Notre Dame is begging.
Might as well get USC. No, let USC.
No, they're going
to
that's gonna be
let USC join the Southeastern Conference.
Look, I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. In the next 5 years, you watch these HBCUs start getting all these doggone these 4 and 5 stars. What?
Yeah, they show them. Yeah, they get them now.
On the SEC, all you want, but I'm here to tell you, them 4 and 5 stars are gonna start turning up over there in the next 5 years at those HBCU schools. And then you're gonna be talking about the HBCU schools being powerhouses, and they're gonna be in these playoffs. I'm here to tell you, because when Deion came to that took over Jacksonville, and I told a friend of mine, I said, "You think he just started?" Now I said, "Now you're gonna start hearing 4 or 5 stars going out there, and ain't nobody, and they starting to go out there."
Yeah.
Don't talk about Deion said you call Saban.
Y'all call him Coach Sanders.
These black Hall of Famers are starting to get hired by these HBCUs, and they are starting to recruit these top players at those schools. I'm here to tell you now. And then with the George Floyd thing that went on, they galvanized a lot of parents' mentalities with us and their kids, because these athletes that were Hall of Famers are at these schools, and they aren't going to let the NFL overlook the talent that they got at those schools. I assure you that. So just look over the next 5 years. Governor said, "I don't want to get this boy down." He said it. And I remember he said it too. Watch what I tell you. I'm gonna give it a check though. Veronica over there, like that's some good wishful thinking over there.
Yeah. So they got their name pulling them in, but they got to do something like something. Had to get them up out of there, and you got to do something. Your name can be the good to get for you, but you got to do something. Too many years of no happiness, and
they're gonna start.
You know what that means?
Watch what they're gonna do. Them schools are gonna start scheduling those games with these D1 schools, and they already do those games.
D1 schools use those games as tune-up games for the big schools.
Right. But guess what? They ain't gonna be tooling games no more. So they're gonna be going to them games. They're gonna compete and give it all they got to come out with a victory. They gonna get them. They gonna come out with some hell.
I don't know. I don't think they ain't gonna have the funds. That's what it is. They
got to be paying. They're gonna have to pay their themselves to be on. They're gonna have to pay.
The D1 schools pay the D3 and D2 schools.
Right.
They pay
because they
look. Let me tell y'all something. Jesse and Kai, let me tell y'all something. We on air, but roll these times. That's all I have to say.
That's right. Look,
Look, we got bigger fish to fry right now. I'm trying to keep Oklahoma and Texas over there where they supposed to be. We got bigger fish to fry right now.
We don't need them. You know, let's get Oklahoma and Texas. Let them come.
Let them come.
Let's
tighten it up. Let's tighten the competition up.
I want to come to the land of milk and honey too.
What I'm saying is, it's going to wind up us playing an all SEC schedule again, because we're going to have that many teams in the SEC. And
exactly, we're gonna be the playoffs.
Our own worst enemy, because we beat our own self.
Playing each other 3 or 4 times.
It's gonna be to the point that it's gonna have to be 2 SEC schools in those playoffs every year. They're gonna be able to keep
Oh,
It's gonna be more than that. If they let Oklahoma and Texas come over here, they're gonna be playing the NFL schedule.
You're gonna see more national championship with two SEC schools, what they didn't want. You're gonna start seeing it more.
That's exactly
Well, you got to think about it. The last 7, you got 4 SEC schools already that claim the national championship out of the last 7 national championships.
Yeah.
Most of them was Alabama. But anyway,
let's keep it moving.
I
see what you did there, Mike. I see what you did there.
I like that, Mike.
Let's go.
I like that, Mike.
Last call now. You know how you do it. Last call.
Last call.
We still got 10 minutes. Go ahead, Mike.
Boy, y'all, let's go.
All right. Mike, I just been laughing. I'm glad you did that though. Because this is a comedy show. I thought the comedy show was tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Look, hey, we don't.
Everybody's going on the internet now. I'm telling y'all, look, if y'all didn't go to the last one, and Lamar just did it, Lamar got a couple of his friends, the last one he did, and it was very, very funny. This one right here, bigger names, more fun. It's going to be a whole bigger environment. First time in over a year. Then you go to the Kids Bake Hall, have a sit down, and Daryl feeling so good about it that he said after the comedy show that he gonna open up the dance floor. Well, y'all, he might cut a little rug himself.
Y'all
gonna see Daryl out there dance.
That'll be some exercise for me. That's all, Mike. I ain't gonna cut a rug too bad.
I might have to come out there and see that one.
All right, y'all. Listen, great show, understanding. Appreciate everybody chiming in. We're going to have to get some more information on this COVID update. That 68 people. That's a big jump.
It was asking for nurses again. The funding that they got to hire the traveling nurses has gone away. So they're asking for nurses in the community to call. I think it's 33. I can't remember. I put it in there right up under the COVID update. But there there's always been a shortage of nurses anyway.
Yes.
Before COVID. So now DCH is asking any nurse in the community.
Them traveling nurses been making a killing.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they
are.
And they have funding for that, but the funding has run out.
They were making upwards to $75 an hour. My goddaughter, she does it. She works for a company that does the staffing, a nursing staffing company in Birmingham, and
their expenses, most of their expenses, sometimes half of their living expenses to 3/4 of the living expenses is covered.
And also my niece was doing it, so, and she was out in California.
So she definitely made,
Yeah, she made some good money. It was real good money. I tell you.
All right. Are they gonna open up the drive-throughs for vaccination
again?
Yeah,
I know they had said that it would be on Fridays, but they have a press conference today. So they have more information on the website. I didn't get to see if they were gonna open more days during the week. But they had decided that August 6th was supposed to be the last one, but it's been opened up and they have appointments available again.
Okay.
Veronica, I do want to ask you.
Appointments at most of all the pharmacies around here, CVS, Walgreens, Walmart is still doing it, and I think Target is doing it too.
Publix also. Veronica, I need you to check and see if they still giving out free pizza, so you can bring some free pizza that night.
What is
Man, look, they give you that free pizza that Domino's do for personal pants. It was a $1 pizza, then it was a personal pants.
You gotta dress up in a different outfit and go back and get it off, so
But my idea is the same.
All right, y'all.
The numbers to any nurses that may want to help DCH is 205 333-4772.
Hold on. Let me get that number down, cause
Now, post it across the screen.
Our producer, he might hear it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
He might be asleep.
We gonna accept this segment.
exactly.
There you go.
I'll put it in the comments again.
Okay. Once again, thank y'all for chiming in. Looking forward to seeing y'all
again, right quick.
I put it in the comments. 205-333-4772.
Gotcha. If any nurses that we know that might want to make some extra money or go to work for DCH, call them at 333-4772. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you so much for providing us with this COVID update and all the information you do. Thank you, Jesse and Kai and everybody else that joined in on the round table tonight. Hopefully, y'all will get out. Come on, get out and check out the comedy show. It's a great matter of fact, we got a comedy show, and then we got a guest. There's an African party on Saturday. They said they're playing African music. They playing, the attire, and these are people from Nigeria and another part of Africa. So that's here in the U.S., of course. But they're planning on having a great time this Saturday night. They said they got African and Jamaican food, and hey, they invited me to stick around and get some of the food. I think I'm gonna try it.
Get some of that jerk chicken.
I'm gonna give it a try.
It's good. It's good.
Okay. Well, hey, y'all, I'll tell y'all about it on the other day, on Tuesday. And y'all have a great, safe weekend. Like I said, if you get a chance, come on by. Try to stay cool. Rain come back in next week. I'm going to try to ride my bike a little bit this weekend, hopefully. Got a bike.
Don't burn up.
Man, I'm going to try to ride.
Yeah, it is hot. That is another issue that's going on, the heat.
No matter how fast you go, the heat ain't going.
The heat ain't going nowhere, is it? Well,
It ain't going nowhere. How fast you going with that bike?
Monday and Tuesday. But until I think Saturday we got heat advisory. We're gonna be in the 90 and the heat index gonna be triple digits. So like today heat index was up to 105, 107, I say.
Okay.
So we have heat wave out here.
Well, good. Thank y'all, guys. Mello, take us out, man. Thank y'all.
All right, y'all have a good night. All right, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
What up, Will? Hey, y'all.
What up, y'all? Comedian Funny Man, and this is nice, right? This pretty nice. That's pretty nice. But you know what's even nicer? A comedy show in Tuscaloosa, July 30th at McKinstry Banquet Hall. I'm coming through with my homies, man. TK Perry, Lamar Pullum, Tony Tone. Hey, we back outside. We back outside coming to Tuscaloosa for a comedy show, post-pandemic comedy show. And it's going to be plenty. Go ahead and get your tickets. It's going to be live. It's going to be the place to be. And why not do it in Tuscaloosa? As y'all can see, I am in Alberta City right now. I'm in Alberta City right now. So I'm going to make the short drive over to McKinstry Banquet Hall, July 30th. Get your tickets. Post-pandemic comedy show. Your boy Funny Man will be there. And it's going to be rocking. Love me some Tuscaloosa. Love Alberta. I'll see y'all there July 30th.